taking your driving test can be very stressful. If you've got your test coming up, hopefully this will help. Take a look at my top 10 tips to help your driving test run smoothly. Make sure you've received your email confirmation for your driving test. Make sure you've booked it for the correct test centre and you know the exact date and time. On the email confirmation, it'll also tell you the last date that you can change or cancel your test without losing the fee. This would need to be done 10 working days before your test. Don't confuse the two dates. I've been in the test centre before where somebody's turned up for a test on the day that it was actually for cancelling it, not for the actual test. At least they were able to come up 10 days later for their test. Tip number 2, keep your driving licence safe. You can't take your driving test without it, and if you turned up at the test centre without it, you would lose your fee. I've heard horror stories where people have been trying to look for their licence the day before their test or even the morning of their test, haven't been able to find it and then haven't been able to take their test. The first thing I do on a test day when I pick up my student is I get them to give me their licence as soon as they get in the car. At least then I know they've got the licence and they're going to be able to take their test. Tip number 3, make sure you take a suitable car to test. Now, if you're going up in a driving school car, this is something you won't need to worry about because your instructor's car will be a suitable car. If you're going up in your own car, check your email confirmation. On that email, it will have a link saying use your own car and it will tell you cars that aren't suitable for test. Make sure it hasn't got bald tyres, make sure it's nice and clean inside and fit an interior mirror so that the examiner can see behind. Only a couple of weeks ago, I was up at the test centre and a private car had come up and the car got turned away because one of the tyres was bald. It cost the candidate not only a new tyre, but also they lost the test fee. The examiner will walk all the way around your car before they get in. They'll be checking that it's roadworthy and also make sure that you don't have any engine management lights staying on because again, that could stop your car from going out on test. I've heard of cars being turned away because they're full of dog hair. Give it a good clean before you go to your test. Tip number 4, stay cool. Wear cool, comfortable clothing on the day. Even if it's a cold day, wear layers. When you get stressed, you quite often get hot. So at least if you can take a layer off and go down to maybe a t-shirt, that should keep you cool. Wear comfortable footwear. The footwear that you would usually use for your driving. Take a bottle of water or something with you. Some people get a very dry mouth when they're stressed. On your test, you'll be asked to pull over on the side of the road quite a few times. So if you do pull over on the side of the road, once you've secured your car, you can always have a sip of your drink. Tip number 5, make sure you get there in time. If it's an area that you don't know, make sure that you know where that test centre is. Check for any roadworks or anything that might make it have queues on the way to your test centre. It's better to arrive early and then pull up somewhere nearby. Now, most test centres have a car park, and when you do arrive at the test centre, don't go into the car park any more than 10 minutes before the start of your test. The last thing an examiner wants is you trying to park your car up while another candidate's coming back from their test. Tip number 6. Now, if your test centre hasn't got a car park, then you'll just need to park up somewhere close to the test centre. If your test centre has got a car park, then when you arrive there, reverse into the bay. This will mean that your car will already pointing in the right direction to be able to drive out the bay at the beginning of your test. Tip number 7. Use the loo before you go out on test. The driving test is stressful enough without halfway round the test feeling like you'll need the loo. Tip number 8. Notify the DVSA of any medical conditions. It's very important the examiner knows about these before you head out on your test. Things like being heavily pregnant would fit in this. When you're doing your online booking, you will see a section on there asking about medical conditions. If you're unsure whether yours is in there, have a little look at the list. I've had students that are colourblind, so it'd be no point in the examiner not knowing that and then asking them to pull up before the red car. If somebody struggles with extreme anxiety, that's something as well that I always mention on the test in the medical conditions. Now, if you are feeling very anxious at the beginning of your test, let your examiner know. I have a lot of students that suffer with anxiety, and I always put a little post-it sticker just near their dashboard that says breathe, just a little trigger note for them. If you're somebody that suffers with anxiety, then keep a lookout on the channel, because in a few weeks' time I'm going to make a video all about handling your anxiety. Tip number 9, if you really can't stand the atmosphere, the quietness of that test, have the radio on in the background on your test. I've had students that when they drive on their normal lessons, they're fine. As soon as you give them a mock test, they fall to pieces. Just by letting them have that radio on very quietly in the background just helps them to relax a little bit more. The examiners are totally fine with this, but I wouldn't advise having heavy metal blaring out. And finally, tip number 10. And I think this is the most important. Make sure that you're ready. Taking a driving test is stressful. Ideally, only come up once. Make sure that you've taken mock tests with your instructor. This will help you get used to the atmosphere of it being quiet in the car, and also it'll help you and them see when you're ready to take that test. With the DVSA having wait times for driving tests of 5 months all over the country, it's stressful trying to get hold of tests, but it's not being helped by people taking multiple tests because they weren't ready. Taking the test when you're ready will hopefully help you come up and pass first time, rather than going through all that stress, taking it over and over again. If you have any questions about the test or would like some advice, drop your question in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer that for you. And finally, good luck with your test. I hope you pass first time and stay safe on the roads. Stay posted on the channel if you suffer with anxiety, because I'm going to be making a video to help you with that. If you found the video helpful, like and subscribe for some more driving videos.